Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be working on a 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan. The problem I've been having with this car is the CAN bus, specifically the IHS bus, the high-speed bus, the interior bus, has been giving me problems. It's been giving me a no bus signal on the odometer, where the speedometer odometer is, and it's been hard to troubleshoot because it's intermittent. And these interior bus problems are hard to troubleshoot anyway, because you can't isolate each individual module, and there's a lot of modules, all like the air conditioning, the radio, the instrument cluster. So basically I've narrowed it down to maybe the instrument cluster here. So today we're going to replace the instrument cluster. And the way we have to do that is, the first thing you have to do is I've been using these plastic tools and remove all the panels that you can that snap on. Okay, I started with this panel here. Now I've already done the work, so that makes it a little less useful, but I think you'll at least get the idea of what order to do things in. This panel here, you need to just pry this off. This comes off very easily, and you'll see there's screws around here on the perimeter. This panel here, same thing, you can just pry around very carefully. This one was a little bit more difficult. There's two rings here. There's a chrome ring and a black ring. And get down here, this panel, there's some plastic, two plastic ferrules that need removed here, and then this panel will pop off, and then you can pop this panel off and disconnect this the lights and the dimmers, and also this black panel right here need to come off. So that's all the panels on this side that need popped off. Now if we go around to the passenger side, similarly we have this panel here on the side. This will need popped off again with one of these plastic tools. We can pop off the plastic rim around the radio, the chrome rim that's around the air conditioning module, and then over in the front along the windshield, about 5 inches in, there's like a little ridge. You can hit that with your plastic separator, and you can, I think there's 5 clips. You can disengage each of the 5 clips and get your hand and just grab it, and it'll just pull right out, because there's clips in the back also, and you can disengage those. It actually comes out easier than it looks, so I wouldn't be too alarmed with that. And again, on this side you have to do the air conditioning vent rim around here, and you have to also remove both glove compartment doors. The bottom one's easy. You just flip the tabs in on each side, disconnect the retractor, which is right here. The retractor is right here, right where that little hole is. I have it disconnected right now. And then on the top glove compartment, to remove this rim here, you remove the rubber at the bottom of the glove compartment, take out the screws along this front edge, then this will pop off. Then you need to go to the top and take these 2 screws out and this screw out, and I think there's 2 screws back here, and then the glove compartment, the inside of this glove compartment here will lift out. And then you have to remove a couple more screws, and then the door will lift off. Then after you do that, this has the airbag in it. The airbag's attached here, and it's also attached to the frame. You have to disconnect the airbag from the frame. There's 3 bolts. They're actually pretty substantial bolts. And then you have to unplug the airbag, and the airbag will lift off with this whole top panel here. Then you have to remove the radio. You've already removed the rim, so to remove the radio next, and then you'll see there's 2 screws here that hold the top of this air conditioning module in. So remove those 2 screws, and then the bottom of it will just pop out, and then that whole module can be removed and unplugged. Same with the radio, can be removed and unplugged. Then we'll go back over to the driver's side. Now, since you also need to remove this panel here above the steering column. You know, you have to be careful of this boot. Just kind of play with it. The boot stays where it's at. And you've already taken this back panel off. So now there's screws along the front edge here. You've taken this panel here off, this 5-inch panel. Then there's also screws along here. You can take each of those screws out with a little screwdriver. I had a real short Phillips head screwdriver that worked to take it out. And I got all those out. And then if you can get this knob off, you don't have to take this knob off, but I kind of scratched up the knob a little bit when I didn't take it off. So it's better if you can take it off. But then after you've done all that, you can remove the entire top panel. And when you remove that top panel, it will expose the instrument cluster, which is what we're trying to repair today, or replace today. So there's 4 screws holding the instrument cluster in. After you remove all this, take those 4 screws out, unplug the instrument cluster, plug the new one in, and you've taken care of at least one of the modules that the IHS bus is operating, or is on the link there. And by the way, the IHS bus, there's basically 2 wires that run through all the modules. That's everything in the interior. They're white and gray and white and orange. So if you test those, I tested mine with an oscilloscope. You know, you look for a pattern that shows the bottom bus and the top bus should mirror each other. If those lines mirror each other, you usually have a good bus. Of course, since I'm having an intermittent problem, I didn't show you that in this video because it looks like it's working fine, but it doesn't always work fine. So anyway, hopefully that's helped today. You can reinstall everything in the reverse order that I just told you I took it apart in, and hopefully that will help you at least replace the speedometer instrument cluster if nothing else is done.